Is this angle weird? I feel like this angle is weird. Let me see. I don't know. That angle seems weird too. Okay. Hello. How are you? My name is Grace, if you don't know, and this is my channel. And today I just want to hang out because there's tons of stuff I want to talk about, and it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I live, and I not very organized. Like I said, too many things I want to talk about, and I'm running out of time this weekend. So let's start. First of all, I'd like to invite you to brew yourself a cup of the good tea, your favorite tea. You know, the one that you're saving for a special occasion. I'd like to invite you to brew yourself a cup of coffee, the good coffee, the kind that you're also saving for a special occasion. Burn the good incense, burn the nice candles. Life is short, people. Enjoy your beautiful things. All right, so didn't mean to start on a little bit of a downer. Sorry, I'm adjusting myself. I don't know if it'll be perceived as a downer. I'm just thinking I'm having that malaise, you know, that I'm tired, people. I'm tired like a lot of you are, and yeah. So let's talk tarot, books, a little herb crafting, a little little witchy stuff, just to pass the time together. How's that? Because I've been really appreciating those of you that are content creators who have still been putting out content, even though from what I gather from what you're saying, you're feeling the same way I am. So thank you for being there. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Both ways. Those of you who are watching my videos and those of you who are putting out videos for me to watch. All right? I love you all because, oh my God, people, it's August. Sorry. I needed some water. So months and months ago, I can't even remember because it's all this year has been a whole freaking blur. I talked about this book, Green Witchcraft. I freaking love this book. The author is Paige Vanderbeck, and I love Paige. And if you don't know who Paige is, she hosts the Fat Feminist Witch podcast. And she's incredible. I love her. She also looks exactly like my mom did at her age, so it's like, oh my God. But anyway, I digress. I love this book. Now, this is not, this is Green Witchcraft, a practical guide to discovering the magic of plants, herbs, crystals, and beyond. That's exactly what it says. It's a practical guide to discovering. So it's a jumping off point. So I have been practicing what I do decades. But you know, when you've been doing something for decades, you know, sometimes you hit that point where you either lose your love for it, you lose your taste for it. Sometimes it just gets boring, or you stop practicing altogether because, you know, life gets busy, you get involved in other things in your life, and you set those things aside. For me, Green Witchery was one of those things. Green Witchery was my first witchery. And it's still my first love when it comes to witchery. It's still number one up there, but I had been disconnected from it for years and years and years and years. And this book, no word of a lie, I even wrote it as an endorsement to this book. It made me fall in love with Green Witchcraft all over again. And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to Paige who wrote this book. If you didn't, you know, if you haven't read it yet, I can't recommend it enough. It's not a complete compendium or whatever. What it is that it's a quick read. That you know, I keep referring back to it My daughter loves it. I love it. Um, it's the spark that reignites. It's either the spark that ignites or the spark that reignites, like in my case, the fire for Green Witchcraft. And it's aesthetically, it's a beautiful book. It's got that nice rose petal feel that everybody describes. The inside is it's just a feast for the eyes. It's beautiful. The font is green and with green and purple. There's some accents in the margins. There's some illustrations. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I purchased this copy. I gave my gratis copy. I received the copy as a gift for writing the endorsement for this book. Writing essentially a review, like an early review. This is the second or third one I repurchased. We have a few copies floating around in my house because there's a few of us here that use it. So, and yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So, what that book made me do made me wonder about a book that I owned years and years and years ago, like in the 90s. And so I went looking for it on, usual, the late night Amazon shopping, late night trolling Amazon. And it's this one. It's kind of funny to see it with the social media information on the back, right? Mine didn't have any of this. And I think mine had a shiny cover. It didn't have this velvety feel. But this is Grimoire for the Green Witch, a complete book of shadows by Maura. And this book is very, so I'm not Wiccan. I don't think I don't make that a secret. I'm not Wiccan. But I do practice Green Witchery. I do practice magic. For all intents and purposes, I'm a practitioner. And I wanted this book back in my life because I saw it on, I want to say it was Jess at Stellar Taro that was talking about it. And I said, oh my God, yeah, I used to have that book. Love it. Let me see, this one, this nice one. When I say nice one, it's because, the production value, this one's 2019. And this is, it says first edition. This is basically, I didn't have this exact one. I had 2 books that are in this book, or there's 3 books included in this book. In the early 90s, there was Green Witchcraft 1, Green Witchcraft 2. Yeah, see? People, I've been doing this for so long, I don't know where I am, what I'm talking about. Anyway, this one's new. This is from 2019, so this is modern. Look at it. It's got, like, all the modern stuff on the back. What it is, it's a resource book. This is not a book you could, if you want, read cover to cover. But what it has is that stuff that you would dip into depending on what you need. It's a Green Witchcraft / natural magic resource book, grimoire, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's great. There's tons of stuff here I would never use. I don't cast a circle, I don't cast a circle. I just want you to be able to see this. I hope you can. So you could, see what the table of contents looks like. So I don't cast a circle, and I don't, as Bath and Sabbath rituals and recitations and rituals and meditations probably. So you would say, like, why did I buy this book? It's because the other half of the book has all kinds of stuff that is useful to me. And, for instance, there's... Let me try to... So there's crafts, and there's spells, and this is, I probably wanted to bring up the whole thing, the whole point of having a spell. There's sigils, there's geomantic characters, there's all these, like, resources, quick spell chart for correspondences. Planetary hours. Animal totems. Just a quick hit keywords for different animal totems. Dark power herbal and plant associations. Runic tables. List of Ogham fuse. Or Ogham. Sorry. I'm of Italian descent, people. I'm sorry. Pronunciation sometimes is terrible. So if I butchered that, I apologize. Energy points and chakras. Basic spell runes and symbols. So it's the other half of the book is just full, chock full of all this runic alphabet, witches alphabet, herbal baths. It's a great resource, my friends. It's a great resource. And if you are into, if you are neo-pagan and you are, or you're Wiccan or whatever, there's stuff in here too for you, for your Esbats and Sabbats and all that stuff. Which I'm not sure. I think even people who consider themselves eclectic celebrate the Esbats and all that stuff. Educate me, people. Leave a comment below. When I started out on my path, there was traditional witchcraft and Wicca. Wicca was the it was pretty simple back in the day. Wicca was the religion, and traditional witchcraft was the magical practice, and I kind of went that way, because it worked better with my Italian folk magic and all that stuff. All right, I'm boring now. I'm sorry. Okay, so Grimoire for the Green Witch. This is pretty decent for like a modern book, and like I'm harsh, people. I'm so freaking harsh. I'm sorry, but like there's a lot of modern books out there that I'm grateful they're out there, but they're not for me. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've been practicing for so long. It's so hard to please me. Please don't take this the wrong way. If you're an author, don't take this the wrong way. It's really hard to please me. Even I can't even please myself. So, yeah, here we are. So, this whole green witchery moment, of course, is going to spill into my cards situation. So, the tarot deck I'm working with this month is this one. It's the Herbal Tarot. Now, this one's by Michael Tierra, herbalist, and Candace Canton, artist. Okay? I got this one secondhand from a lovely, lovely lady, and I taped up the box because I just love this tuck box. It's the color, people. I had an herbal tarot last summer. I think I mentioned this already. I gave it away. I traded it because I just wasn't there. And then now this summer, oh my God. Since I got these, I can't put them down. And I'm really enjoying this tarot deck. My card for today was none other than the Stalker card of the Eight of Swords. I have a very close relationship with the Eight of Swords. So close is my relationship with the Eight of Swords. I could go back in time in my memory and remember sitting on my bed as a 16-year-old. And probably the first card I pulled from a tarot deck, it was a Rider-Waite, plaidback, Eight of Swords, guts. So I have a very long relationship, long-term relationship with the Eight of Swords. We're like old friends. We hang out together. Love this deck. I have thought of getting the Herb Crafter's Tarot, but I don't know. Something's making me. Another thing I wanted to touch upon is I've been feeling really old school this year, like really old school. For instance, I wanted this tarot deck back. And I did look at the Herb Crafters, and I do really enjoy my French edition of the Gaian Tarot by Joanna Powell Colbert. Oh my God, I hope I didn't butcher your name, Joanna. Anyway, I just haven't, I don't know. I think the Herb Crafter's Tarot is one I'd have to get secondhand, or it's one where I don't know. There's something. I don't feel like ordering it off Amazon. It's like I'm feeling like, oh well, the Herb Crafter's Tarot is one I'd like to pick up the next time I can actually go to a metaphysical store and bring that home. So it's that kind of weird headspace I'm in this summer. So I've been this has been my daily tarot deck. This is what I've been using for daily draws. This month too, we're 9 days in. We're 9 days in, and I haven't been doing daily draws. It's been every other day or whatever, and these are always, well, it's a tarot. It's a Rider-Waite clone. You want to? Is it it follows Rider-Waite, but it's got these herbs in it, and it's interesting how, because my headspace has changed this year, the herbs totally speak to me. So black cohosh, 8 of Swords, like I said, me and the 8 of Swords were longtime friends. So gotta do some work on that 8 of Swords energy. Next deck. The next deck I've been working with, and I did put, I did end up putting it. I listed it on Supportive Tarot, Lisa's group on Facebook, as up for swap, because I'm still not sure what I think about it, and because I saw the Soulflower Oracle cards on, oh my gosh, Liz's channel is West Star Tarot. I'm sorry, Liz, if I butchered your channel name. But she often features, or at least in the videos that I'm watching, she often features her Soulflower cards, and oh my god, I've fallen in love with those. So I'm going to be going onto the internet to see if it ships to Canada, because I need them. And what's different, they're not like plant spirit cards, right? I think they're informational cards. But I love the photographs of the herbs, of the plants on those cards. I don't know, they just call to me. I feel like I need them in my life. Alright, but here are the ones I've been working with. I've been working with the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana Driscoll. I got these on Etsy. This is the creator of the Tarot of Trees. And I think the Tarot of Trees is, well no, I'm pretty sure the Tarot of Trees is being reprinted, re-released in the fall. I have the little one, I think it's the first edition or whatever. It's adorable. I love it. I didn't bring it with me because I'm not working with it right now. And I thought I would love this Plant Spirit Oracle. I don't love it, and I don't know if it's because I haven't worked with it enough yet. I don't know if it's because the art is too cutesy, and this is not, it's not a criticism of the art. It has more to do with what my taste is. There's something about it that, I don't know if for me it's because I'd rather have the plant be prominent in the card, right? So I do really enjoy the Druid Plant Oracle. And I don't have it here with me because you've seen that before, but these I thought I'd bring them. And these are lovely. This is like the matte cardstock that everybody loves. It's a little velvety. They clump when you shuffle them though. That the cardstock's a little thick. This is what the backs look like. Beautiful. And the cards, the art is beautiful. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I just feel like I'm feeling more the energy of the Druid Plant Oracle, because I just want the plant. These have the name of the herb, and there's like other cards too. Like there's the Great Web, Interconnection, Kinship, and Symbiosis. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's what's on the cover of the guidebook. Knotweed, Defenses, Resiliency, Preparation. Then it has elemental cards. So think I need to give this a better chance still, I think. I don't know, sometimes I'm just weird like that. It's like sometimes I just get in a mood where, oh no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little more stripped down. Or this is what's on the cover of the box. It's a beautiful 2-part box. Like, this is a beautiful oracle. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful, beautiful oracle. I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. But I am working with it because I want to work with plant spirits with my Herbal Tarot. And this is the guidebook that I'm working with the Plant Spirit Oracle. I did get this book, The Spirit of Herbs, A Guide to the Herbal Tarot by Michael Tierra. And I've been, been using this as a resource. And I did also end up getting The Way of Herbs, also by Michael Tierra. So I'm all in, people, and I've been revisiting my herbal book library. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing with Herbal Tarot, Plant Spirit Oracle, that kind of stuff. Okay. The next tarot I've been working with, and this is mostly for myself. I discovered, I had the Dreams of Gaia tarot, and I passed it on to my daughter, who loves it. Because I found that I already had a tarot deck that serves that purpose of what the Gaian tarot does. And for me, it's the Animal Wise tarot. And the Animal Wise tarot, the guidebook, goes into psychological and spiritual aspects of each card, and the influence, or the influence of each card, the archetypes, and all that stuff. With it, like the archetype of that, like what that animal energy is, and how it, how it plays in your life, in terms of spiritually and psychologically, and how it affects things. I have 2 copies of this deck. I have the first edition that's pink, and the cardstock is quite old-fashioned. The cardstock reminds me of my hoi polloi tarot. But before I scored the first edition, I got this one on Amazon because this one is still available, and the box looks just like this. Or I think on Amazon.ca it had the first edition box as the photograph on the listing, and then this is what I received, which is fine, because surprisingly, this is a nice flexible, durable cardstock that I don't mind if it gets beat up. So I find myself using this one more. I actually put my first edition away to use this one. This is what the backs look like. They look terrible. They look terribly rendered. You see the images like this on the side there? Like the Coco Pelli's all elongated and weird looking. Yeah. Anyways, like it's shrunk to fit or whatever, stretched to fit the backs. But I find these easier to shuffle because they're that thin, flexible, strong cardstock, and I freaking love these cards. And to me, this is what I've been using to read for myself. Just making sure I'm not showing you upside down because it's hard to tell. Alright, so yeah, I'm loving this deck. I finally found, I've had this leather pouch for a long time. I bought it years ago. I want to say I used it in 2018 when I traveled for book signings and stuff like that, and for doing readings at events and whatever. For my Centennial Rider-Waite, but I decided that I like it for my Animal Wise Tarot. I feel like, although this is like really sexy looking, this will beat up your cards because it's stiff, it's leather. I your cards if they don't sit right. I'm a nerd, people. I can tell right away that a bag is going to ruin my cards. Alright. So I don't like to use this I don't like to use this pouch for many decks that I own, but this one is sturdy. It'll be okay. I wanted to show you 2 other decks that I'm working with, and then a new one I just got, but I forgot one of my decks, so I'm gonna have to pause and I'll be right back. So as I walked away to go get this other deck, I realized that I kind of strayed away from, well, I guess the Animal Wise Tarot is still in line with the natural world and where I've been like mentally lately with my magical practice and my rituals and that kind of stuff, right? So it's like this guy brought me back to nature, and it's like I'm all in. I'm all in. I just don't have time to actually be out there in nature. Sometimes I'm out in my backyard, and that's better than nothing. So I shouldn't complain. We had a heat wave, and it was bad. Well, here, when we get a heat wave, it's hot. But it's fine because I was working. And it seems like the heat wave broke because we're having like normal summer temperature. What I consider normal summer temperatures right now. Alright, so I went to get one of the decks I'm working with to show you two. So, another deck I'm working with again. And this one for me, it's a perennial favorite. Okay, I redid the cover on this one. I have 2 of these. I have this one, which was gifted to me years ago. And if you have this and you hate it, send it to me. I love this. This is Goddesses. This is Goddesses Knowledge Cards, art by Susan Seydon-Boulay, the late Susan Seydon-Boulay. I love her artwork. This box is a little different than my other one. I have the full set of 48 cards for the Goddesses Knowledge cards, and I also have the animal. I forget what the animal one is called. I think it's Animal Spirits or something like that. But this one I separated them out because I took out all the cards that aren't borderless or frameless. All the cards that aren't borderless. Some of the cards in this deck, 7 of them to be specific, because there's 41 here. The 7 I put aside. I think I use them for like my journaling and stuff like that, or I don't know, bookmarks. They're spread out all over my house. Because it has like this beige, some of them have like a really beige big border and the image is just an oval. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And I guess because of the artwork didn't render properly when it printed. But those 7 cards irritate me with those like big borders where the painting is just a little tiny oval in the center. So long story, just to tell you that this one set is the ones that only have the borderless cards. I love her artwork, so I should have told. So this one is Flora. On the back, it has information on the goddess. A jumping off point. It's this is one of those decks though that I sometimes read the back. Most of the time I just read the card, and because there's just so much information in the card that it's just incredible. Look at this. And so this is one deck that I excuse it for its being vertical, horizontal, whatever, because you know what, these images work vertical or horizontal. Etain. Oh my goodness, people. Eve. Okay, Eve's not a goddess, but you know what I'm saying. If you don't have these, if you love soul cards, one or two or both, if you love, especially soul cards, these have a very soul cards kind of feel to me. If you're looking for a goddess deck, and these like 48 cards, they're like $10 American. I think this deck is $10 American, because this is Isis and Osiris. Look at this. It's not a big investment, and they're freaking beautiful. This is Persephone, triple goddess. I'm not going to pronounce this one, people. I'm going to butcher it badly. So there it is. Psyche. So yeah, I'm not going to do a full flip through, but here, one more. Kuan Yin. Look at this beautiful representation of Kuan Yin. Oh my God. Okay, one more. Gaia. Susan Seddon Boulay. Beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork. Again, these are widely available. If you go to, I remember every brick and mortar metaphysical store I ever went to had these, and the animal ones. Amazon has them like really inexpensive. Like I said, you're looking for a goddess deck and you don't know which one to get. Get this one. Start with this one. And the other one, of course, I'm always going to recommend is Marashinsky and Yanto, because that one is like, that's an incredible goddess oracle. To me, it's still the best out there of them all. All right, one more deck that I've been working with that I was pining for this deck for so long. I saw this deck in a metaphysical shop. It was behind glass. It was in Montreal. It was by special order or something like that. And it was Daughters of the Moon. I give this guidebook a little bit of a hard time. It's fine. I enjoy it. I do read it. I just have to be contrarian sometimes, because me and guidebooks, we typically don't get along. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with I have like set ideas about things. I've been doing this a long time. Yeah, all that stuff. But you know, sometimes I learn something new. So when I'm open, I learn something new. So I'm trying to be more open. So this is this beautiful box that I still don't know what it is. That smells amazing, that I got at the Salvation Army a couple of weeks ago. That's a gold paint marker. Wherever the paint was chipped, I didn't have copper, but I had gold. So I covered wherever was chipped, I covered it with a gold paint marker. And the inside, this is really heavy. I suspect it's ebony wood. And it just smells amazing. Oh, look, there's my card. So, I have been this is the house. This is where my Daughters of the Moon tarot lives. Oh my God. I'm so in love with this deck. I'm so in love with this deck. So this is my Stalker card, which is interesting because with in the Herbal Tarot, my Stalker card is the Eight of Swords. And there's a parallel here with the Spider Woman and the Eight of Swords that I'm working on. And oh, I can't, people. I love this deck. I love this deck. It's so colorful. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy I got it. Thank you again, Soul Shines 8, for selling it to me. Oh my god. Selling it to me and like not charging me like, you know, $66 postage. It's a long story, people. I could have ordered it online, but the creator, the website came up with $66 for postage. I paid like real postage, and a beautiful soul, sold me hers. I had no idea it was going to be in brand new condition, so I was like even doubly surprised and happy. And I love this. Oh my god, look at Hecate, Crone of Cups. This is not Rider Waite. Especially when you get into the minors, it's not Rider Waite. It's its own thing, but it's truly its own thing. So that, sorry, I'm gushing. I just freaking love that. Look at these backs. I love this deck. I'm so happy to own it. I'm so happy to be working with it. Yeah. So those are the decks that I've been enjoying, and this to me, Daughters of the Moon, Goddesses Knowledge cards, do bring me back. Again, not bring me back, but you know, they are still in that realm of the natural magic, that space I'm wanting to spend more time in, being connected to nature and in my practice, whether it's spiritual or magical. I've done some herb crafting. Last weekend I did some herb crafting. I harvested my lavender. Because I was so busy with work this summer, my lavender pretty much dried on the shrub. So I harvested all the dried flowers, all the dried stems, and I left the ones that still were not dried for the bees, because I didn't want to take that away from them, because they are so loving my garden this year, because my garden's out of control, people. Out of control. My backyard, I just let everything's blooming, I have everything that's blooming is blooming, and it's full of bees, and everything that's starting to decay because it's the middle of summer, I'm just letting it do its thing, and it's just incredible to experience just letting it do its thing, especially because I've been gone for so long from gardening or anything like that I'm just in awe. It's like even the decay is fascinating. But anyway, so I harvested my lavender. Not all of it. I couldn't. It's just too much. But just enough to make myself. I have a jar now of lavender buds that are all dried, with the occasional lavender leaf. This is French lavender. I love French lavender. It's very peppery. It's very strong. I have English lavender in my garden, but it wasn't enough to harvest, or it might be enough just to have a little bit. I'm gonna go out later and take a look to see if there's anything left for me to save. And I harvested rue, and I have like, well, my name is Rue, and I've been Rue a long time, and rue just grows like crazy around my house. It's everywhere, so it's a little stinky, the backyard, in terms of like, you know, because rue is pungent. And so what I did was I harvested some rue, and I did like I did a different thing with, like, I put dried lavender buds in avocado oil because I want to use that on my body, and I got that in a jar doing its thing. But then I wanted to make some rue magical oil, and rue is good for exorcism, banishment, and stuff like that. But it requires, I find rue oil best when it's with the wilted leaves. So it's just the leaves. They got to be wilted, and they have to be wilted in the heat of July. And and then I put them in oil to do their thing, and it's quite interesting what it makes. But I also wanted to do something that is just reminded me of my paternal grandmother, and this is rue seed pods that I pretty much threaded on red thread. In Italian folk magic, red thread, specifically southern Italian folk magic, so Sicily, Calabria, Campania, Puglia, these, especially the south, red thread is, the color red is protective against bad luck, evil eye, malocchio, and all this stuff. So that's why I threaded these rue seed pods on the red thread. And as the seed pods have dried, they're letting go of their little seeds. I'm going to show you. Oh my God, how can I show you? Let me try to show you. Here's some rue seeds. Look like little bugs. They're not little bugs. Little rue seeds. So, yeah, if I wanted to be really obnoxious, I could plant even more rue around my house. And then we'll just be engulfed. So I had some fun with the herb crafting in that sense. And I owe the herb crafting, like the magic and all that stuff, I owe Liz at West Star Taro a debt of gratitude. I was feeling so blah, because work has been so heavy and so it just what it is, right? And when I'm home, I wasn't feeling like, like I said, I was just feeling blah. And watching Liz's videos, and how passionate she is, and she's talking about herbs and herb crafting, and she's an herbalist, like she's a master herbalist, like a real herbalist, not an amateur like me who only knows how to do a couple of things with a couple of herbs that she knows really well. Otherwise, I could get into trouble. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz. You inspired me. You continue to inspire me. Thank you so much for posting your videos, because it brought me back to my, you literally led me back to my backyard this year. You don't even know. And yeah, so thank you. The last thing, because you know me, I'm not going to do a separate video to do a flip through of a deck, or maybe I should. I'll leave it. I got a new deck. So the last thing I'll talk about is books. And then I'll talk about the new deck in another video. I don't think I'll get that one up today. Maybe I'll show you a sneak peek. I don't know. No, you know what? Let's do it all today, because I don't know when I'm going to have time to record another video this week. So I've been really enjoying this book, Literary Witches. And I keep thinking, I keep watching the flip-throughs of, videos of the Oracle deck. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to get that Oracle deck again. I got it when it first came out because I thought, oh my God, this is totally up my alley. And then I ended up passing it on to someone else because it wasn't. I didn't know how to use it. It didn't make sense to me as an Oracle deck. But when I ordered the Oracle deck, I had ordered a copy of the book, Literary Witches. And this I enjoy. And so I am going to be rereading Beloved. This is my daughter's copy. So I think she's going to want it back, so I better hurry up and read it. So this made me want to reread Beloved by Toni Morrison. So this is Literary Witches. It's female writers, women authors, and there's some kind of witchy tale about them. It's the way they're represented is a little spooky. Here's the artwork for, oh my goodness, awesome. Angela Carter. And this is what her oracle card would look like. I just couldn't get into the oracle deck. And if you are into both, and you can explain to me how you got into that oracle deck, let me know. I might want to snap it up because then it'll go with my book. But I just couldn't get into it. So I'm rereading Beloved by Toni Morrison. And I think one last thing I wanted to share. I know it's 45 minutes. Let's just make it a really long video. I did tell you to get yourself a nice beverage, a snack, whatever. But so this is the new addition to my card collection, Oracle collection. And it's the Liminal Spirits Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff. Now, I love Laura. I watch her 6 minutes of witchcraft videos on YouTube. I was starstruck that she wanted to actually write an endorsement for my book, Telling Folk Magic, when it was coming out. So, and I love her artwork. I follow her on Instagram, and I just drool over her artwork, and I think, oh my gosh, I wish I wasn't so far away, because I'd love to attend an event and buy a piece of her art, right? Like, because I just love her art style. So of course, when I saw that she was working on an oracle deck, I had to have it. I pre-ordered it. It took forever to come. Oh my God, people. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just where I live. But Amazon Canada, you pre-order a book, everybody in the world gets theirs before you do when you pre-order it. So I waited a long time, and it finally arrived. So this is, she's the author of many books. My favorite of her books, it's not here, it's in my room, sorry, it's not out in my office, is her, oh my gosh, can't remember the name. Weave the Liminal. Scusi. So this is the little guidebook to the cards. And it's got the nice glossy magazine paper. You know, it's like really nice. And I love that it has a photo of her. Look at this. I love this photo of her. Okay. All right. The guidebook. So we're gonna do flip through the cards. And this is the inside of the box. This is Llewellyn published. And it's oracle card size. Notice like it's not massive. It has that same wraparound magnetic closure, which is just beautiful. I love the bee, the honey bee on the inside of the box, and like a faded version of the artwork that is the backs of the cards. I showed you the guidebook. It's really nice, glossy, and the pages are like glossy magazine paper or glossy coffee table book paper. These cards are not in any order, like they're not in alphabetical order, but I'm going to show you the first, and when I first got it, I thought, oh my gosh, the cardstock. It's glossy. It's glossy cardstock that just slides. You know what it reminds me of? That really nice Blue Angel cardstock. So, Llewellyn, I think this is a nice deck. This is a really nice, like, you know, after last week receiving the Hoodoo Tarot by Discovery Books, published by Discovery Books, published by Discovery Books, and it was crap, or it is crap, and the one I have is crap in terms of like card cutting bullshit. This was really beautiful to receive. So these are the backs. And this is all Laura Tempest Zakroff's art. I love the choice for the backs. And this is Gateway to the Liminal Spirits Oracle cards. So I asked the first card, like, you know, when I first got it, I shuffled it and I said, okay, Liminal Spirits. I'm going to pick one card. You have one chance to wow me. Who am I? And I got this. This is the first card I pulled from the deck. I don't even know what possessed me to say, who am I? Because honestly, I didn't watch a flip through because I didn't want to be spoiled. This was the one deck that I wanted to receive and just like, you know, experience on its own. I knew about the snail and the mushroom. And I said, oh my God, I saw snail and mushroom and I knew I had to have this deck. But when this is the first card I pulled, I said, who am I? Like, who am I? Who's my limit? You know, what spirit do I work with? Like, you know, Rue. This, beautiful. All right. This is, I love, so here's what I love about this. Normally, when there's no keywords, I'm thinking, I'm going to have to use the guidebook. But these cards were so, like, Laura was so specific in what she chose to represent in her oracle deck that you don't need keywords for things like cedar. Every card in this deck, I don't need the guidebook for. Already, I don't need the guidebook because I already have meanings for these things from experience. Now, if you don't have experience and you're new to this way of life, you know, you have the guidebook to refer to. But even she says in her guidebook, it's just a jumping off point because witchcraft, spirits, these are all things you have to experience for yourself to truly understand them and to truly bring that into your lives. You have to experience it. Witchcraft and working with spirits is experiential. It's roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty kind of work. You could read all the books in the world, but if you don't get in there and actually do, you're never going to have that experience of awe at how we are all connected. So, okay, enough with the lecture. Inspiration, a cauldron. Moth. We're doing a full flip through. Like I said, I'm going to be putting this away because I read it through and it was nice, but it is a jumping off point, and I'm not needing the push. But if you are, this is really fantastic because she doesn't spoon feed. She pushes you in the direction to experience it yourself. Toad. Oak. Roots. Belladonna. Clay. This is the only card that I found it's a little disturbing to me. This anthropomorphized kind of deer person a little bit, but that's okay because it's clearly something I need to work out there. Fox. Mugwort. Fiber. Star. Ocean. Owl. This is the card that made me squeal that I needed to have this deck. Snail. Ash. I love how the font is legible, but is unobtrusive. It doesn't get in the way of the art. So I love every card except for that anthropomorphized deer person. There's some really unusual cards in here. One of them was snail. This one, bone. I love this one. And as much as I just said that the deer man thing creeped me out a little bit, I love the mushroom. See, I got no problem with the mushroom having a face that looks like that. But Corvid, oh my god. So for me, this deck has everything. Like, this is a deck that I can use for meditation. This is a deck I can use for ritual. This is a deck I can use for divination. So yeah, I love it. I know. We're almost an hour in, and I'm going to be wrapping this up. I could do videos where they're just strictly flip-throughs or reviews, and I'm sure I'll come back to this one at some point and do its own video and review. But like I said, I was really excited that I finally got it, and I wanted to talk about it today. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to have time to do a second video, so I thought I'd give you a sneak peek in this one. So that's it for me. I'd like to thank, if you're still here, oh my god, thank you for hanging out with me, watching my video. I really appreciate it. I think I'll be back. I might be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. It all depends on the time. I have some readings that people are waiting on because I had migraine last week and just utter exhaustion, so I'm a little backed up. I'm a little behind, and everyone is so wonderful. So I have some readings I need to do and send out. So I may or may not be able to record another video this week. So if that's the case, then I'll be back next week. Again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, for hanging around with me, watching my videos. And I love engaging with you in the comment section. I try to answer all the comments, right? So I'm working on it. So let me know how you're feeling. It's August. Is there anything you've rediscovered that you're getting back into? Please share in the comments below. Let me know how you're doing. Say hi. You know, let's keep in touch. All right? Thanks again for tuning in, and I'm wishing you all a beautiful day.